videos from all over the internet that's going to make us question everything. Let's just start.
I'ma just say it right now. Count me out. When you think these motherfuckers couldn't have one up, they always do. So these motherfuckers then built the world's longest undersea highway tunnel. And not only that, but it's motherfucking see-through. I don't know what motherfucker came up with this concept, but it does not look safe. You see motherfucking hammerheads and sharks and all different type of shit swimming right over your head. It only took China 4 years to build this motherfucker. This motherfucking tunnel stretches 6 miles long and is 33 feet wide. But not to mention that, it features 6 lanes going both directions. What the fuck? But this motherfucking tunnel has stunned engineers worldwide, saying that this motherfucker was impossible to build. Not to mention this motherfucker could stand a 8 magnitude earthquake. But they also say this motherfucker could withstand a 16 magnitude typhoon. All I'm gonna say is you ain't gonna catch me on this motherfucker. Again, count me out.
Diddy is a monster in the way that I'm pretty sure even the devil is like, ooh. Ooh, somebody coming for my job. And I know that, you know, you're supposed to say allegedly. But he did all of it. He did everything. He did everything that I believe that Diddy did, whatever they say he did. And that doesn't just apply to like the cases he has now. I believe Diddy did stuff he hasn't been accused of yet. I believe Diddy caused inflation. He's even, if I'm not mistaken, being charged with arson in connection with blowing up Kid Cudi's car. Who blows up cars? Let's talk for a sec, because here's the thing. I do understand the intimidation and the general paranoia you build in a person's life when you blow up their car. All right? So I get why people like Diddy and the mob blow up cars. It's very effective. You know, somebody's thinking about testifying and then they're going out and then they go, and they're like, maybe not. But to blow up a car, really, because he's not blowing up the car himself. Diddy wasn't getting under the car with something with wheels on it in the back and then rubbing wires together and then taping it and then letting the tape fall and be like, and then taping it back. He sent someone else to do that, you know?
All problems in the world go back to the British.
Okay.
That's true in Pakistan, India. That's true in China. That's true throughout the Middle East. That's true here in Cyprus. Because they were the most powerful empire for 200 years. And they left behind conflicts everywhere. You know, the disaster taking place in Palestine right now, one of the reasons is that between 1915 and 1917, the British promised the same territory to 3 different groups. So first, in the McMahon communications, the British promised it to the Arabs. You fight with us against the Turks, it's yours. Then they negotiated the Sykes-Picot Treaty to say to the French, it's yours. Then in the Balfour Declaration in 1917, they said it's a Jewish homeland. So the British promised 3 times land that wasn't even theirs. And they got a lot of nerve as far as I'm concerned. And now you need to disentangle all of this. But this is where the problems originate.
There's a trend going around right now of parents explaining why they don't allow their kids to have sleepovers. Wanted to give you a different perspective because I haven't seen it yet. I talk about it all the time on my page. Some of you might know, some of you might not know, but I worked in a men's prison, a level 5 men's prison, for a little while. And my captain didn't really like me being around inmates. He didn't want any female around inmates, and these are his words, not mine, don't come at me, but especially not a young, attractive one. So he would try his hardest to keep me away from them, put me on post, you know, whatever he could think of. Well, they're, you know, Florida Department of Corrections, so we're always short-staffed. So there was one night that he was like, hey, I'm going to go put you in C dorm. You need anything, you give us a call. I'm like, cool, what dorm is C dorm? And they were like, oh, it's the Chomo dorm. Chomo is the child molester dorm. They do have to have their own special dorm, because if not, they will all be killed, which... what a shame that would be. But anyways, and I remember I went in there my first night. I didn't know what to expect because, like, what do you expect when you're about to go work with a bunch of kitty diddlers? And definitely not what I expected, though. And I say that because they were all so nice. And, like, extremely respectful. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Please. Thank you. Whenever you get a chance. Like, most inmates, they're not the nicest, you know. But all of these guys were so incredibly nice. So respectful. They never gave me a hard time. They never harassed me. Probably because I'm not their type, but whatever. And that was probably the scariest thing. Was that I think that we think that these monsters look like monsters. They don't. They look like young men or old men, whatever, but they look nice and they have good manners and they're respectful. But that's part of the charm, right? Because they gotta get you to trust them. They're good at it. Like, they're scary good at it. They are incredibly just chill, very respectful, very nice. They would always be more than willing to help me with anything that I needed. Miss B, do you need this? Miss B, can I help you with that? Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Please. Thank you. It's just, and that was the scariest part, though, about working with them. Like, that was when the realization hit me. Like, all of y'all have hurt a child. You wouldn't be in here unless you had hurt a child in some way, shape, or form. And there was very particular inmates that I would go home and look up, which they don't want you to do that. They say it's a no-no, but, like, let's be for real. Everybody goes home and looks up what they're in there for. And you go and you...
That's what the music industry is, right? They want your sadness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you gotta just keep turning them out.
Yeah.
And it's gotta be good. It's gotta be really good, sad song. And for it to be really good, you have to be fucking sad, you know?
Seem like y'all like to learn shit the hard way. And you gonna F around and find out. People say it time and time again to stay away from that Scientology shit. And what do y'all do? So a big influencer felt like she needed a day by herself. You know, sometimes you need that alone time and it helps. So she took a walk in LA by herself. Wound up doing a couple of things and her phone starts to die. So what does she do? She says, you know what? I need to go somewhere and charge my phone. And she went into one of those Scientology places. And let's just say, matter of fact, look at this shit. Look at this shit.
Oh, get out of there. No,
she went in here to charge her phone. And guess what happened?
This is Scientology. It's literally a cult.
Trying to warn her.
You don't want to mess that.
They're about to close that door.
You better get out of there. It's a
look
cult.
at that shit. I'm out. And as you see right there, she's just standing there, probably thinking dude is crazy for saying what he's saying. But listen to this shit.
I ended up
Hear her out.
going into the Scientology building because the doors was open. I did not go in there thinking nothing. No, I just wanted to charge my phone.
Listen next time.
Mind y'all, I'm in there on live while I was in that building. And the lady was standing over me and she was like, you cannot record in here. So I'm like,
of course she don't want you to film in there.
I'm not recording y'all shit. I'm thinking it's a fucking library because it was books everywhere.
Listen.
And all of a sudden, the dude come by the fucking building, the video
I just showed you.
Talking about some, she's gonna lock you in. It's a code, she's gonna
And
lock
what
you
happened?
in. Y'all, when I tell y'all the doors closed, and it was a fucking smear on the fucking window.
If you jump down that rabbit hole, you know what people are saying about this Scientology place. I'm gonna let her keep speaking, but I got something else for you to hear. Look at this shit.
And
Listen.
it was a fucking smear on the fucking window.
What?
And I'm asking myself, I'm like, am I fucking tripping? Because I could just
Shit
see
crazy.
through the window. Now I can't see through the fucking window.
Yeah.
What the fuck going on? Bitch just locked the door. Like, what the fuck?
Allegedly, people are saying that they have joined that Scientology shit. And they have been stuck there for years. Saying that it's a cult. Saying that they play mind games. They use mind control. Oh, you don't believe me, right? Look at this shit right here. Listen to her.
I'm Tori Magoo. I was in Scientology for 30 years.
30 years.
And after 30 years, I woke up and escaped out.
She says she woke up.
If I could tell anyone anything, I would tell young people especially,
Listen.
beware of Scientology. If they come near you and
This
ask
shit is
you
crazy.
what is ruining your life, run.
I don't even have to let y'all hit a rest. You heard what she just said? Run. Y'all better stop playing with these people, man. I'm out.
On today's episode of Random Middle Eastern Acts of Danger, I mean, we have whatever the fuck you all call this. My boy must be looking for Moses in them. Because margin for error, guessed it, death.
So dangerous.
All around
You don't
him.
get
Left, right, up,
Okay, there's a
down.
hole there.
Nothing but death beneath him. As you can see, Red Bull nowhere in sight. So why? Strictly for vibes. I don't even understand how the fuck you got to this location. Look at this. Taking different angles. Where do you go from here, son? I already know. Allah, God, whoever you meet, they gonna see you in the upper room. They gonna be like, hey, what the? You think you a fucking goat? A billy goat that could just scale any type of mountain and cliff on the side? We're not. We're humans. You got boots on. No harness, no rope. And he taking different angles with the fucking GoPro. Man, put that shit down. Put your hands on the rocks and figure out how the fuck you gonna get out. I'm so confused right now. How did son even get to this position? Think about that. Yeah, hold on. Let me just crawl down right here. Hey, you can wait up top. I don't need no water, no nothing. I don't even need a rope or a harness. Fuck it. People gotta see this angle. Yeah, through my phone on the couch. I appreciate you, my brother. I don't really gotta be flourishing in life to just decide, you know what? I'm gonna go risk it all. And then who you talk to when you get back? Does anybody be like, oh, what'd you do today? Man, you should have seen it, man. I just scaled this cliff like a goat. You should have seen. I wasn't really having a destination. I don't know why I did it. But angles I got, the view, fucking magnificent. You as a character, though, Professor Philly, for sure. My boy moving Vicinirus. You could die, son. We only get one life. You acting like you could respond. You can't. Really putting his life on the line for the love of the game. He not even getting paid for this. He saw a cliff. He was like, you know what? I think the angle would look better down there. If I was his friend, I'd be like, oh, what? You understand? If even a rock slips from underneath your feet, you die, and I have to watch you plummet to your death. Not for this special brown breed. He said he don't give a fuck. Give me the GoPro. Let me get this angle. All right. See you never. But I appreciate you, because me? No way. Run the outro.
And this is how McDonald's chicken nuggets are made, dog. Look at this shit. Ooh, that's crazy motherfucking work. Feel like they got a bunch of gizzards just in a motherfucking squared box. That shit don't look appealing at all to me, dog. That shit look like it's about to be disgusting. And they probably ain't even clean that motherfucking machinery good enough to just place that meat on there like that. There ain't no telling if that's real meat or not. Y'all know they be cloning the motherfucking chicken. Tyson for damn sure. Yeah, they cloned Tyrone. They cloned the chicken too. And everybody be going batshit crazy every time they drop a new chicken. And McDonald's chicken nuggets, this shit look disgusting. That pink slime shit. Put that shit back. And you motherfuckers in there making that shit in the warehouse should be ashamed of your damn self. I wonder how much they paying you motherfuckers to sell poison. Crazy work. You don't give a fuck. I bet y'all don't eat there. I guarantee you motherfuckers ain't eating no McDonald's chicken nuggies. Look, that shit look like a nasty ass fruit roll up. That shit look nasty. Ugh. And they turning it into some motherfucking chicken nuggets. You eat this shit if you want to, dog. It's on you.
It's like plastic.
I don't want none of that shit. I don't give a fuck how much sweet and sour sauce and honey mustard and barbecue sauce you put with that shit. It ain't real. That is crazy work. And they comfortable making this shit. Like, ooh, look what I can do. I can make some bullshit. Yeah, you can make some bullshit, alright. And you need to put that motherfucking chicken back where you found that motherfucker. And stop selling poison to people. You evil, scientific, genius, brainiac motherfuckers. Peace.
The higher up you go in success, money, wealth, fame, the more you have to sacrifice. And I mean that quite literally. See, the thing is, you're going to be joining a very, very selective club when you reach that amount of success. This very selective club is not ruled by your average human being who has empathy and care. They may look human, but they don't have an ounce of humanity in them. These people overtake the media companies, health and wellness, especially healthcare, transportation services, water services, anything you can think of, they have their grubby hands on. They don't operate through the same rules that the rest of humanity do. And if you are lucky enough to somehow reach that amount of wealth, you either join them or they, you. And even if you try to run away, they will find a way to you. In this video, I'm going to be specifically talking about the media companies that they overtake and rule, since the Diddy trials are going on. Now, through my intuition, and I'm pretty sure just, other people's common sense as well, Diddy is just the face of the evil that's going on. There are more people in control of all of this above him. And of course, they're going to put him as the scapegoat. Not to say he didn't do any of this, he totally did. That man is evil. But they would rather have one public person go down than let the rest of the world know that this is what you need to do to join the club. Do you want to have all of these privileges, or you're going to have to be just as screwed up as we are? Think of it like a fraternity. When you join a fraternity, they do a lot of hazing. They make you do a lot of weird, freaky stuff, some illegal. This is the kind of mentality you have with these people up there. Same thing with the music industry. A lot of people had to sell their souls, aka sell their integrity, and sign contracts with actual demonic forces to rise up in fame as almost like a barter system. Like it's a blackmail. And for those of you who think all of these celebrities have free will, they don't. Because like I said, to join this club, you need to give away your free will, your humanity, and your sanity. They're never going to let you join this club if you disobey them. Because once you disobey them, off with your head. Now, if you are spiritual enough, you know the people who are up there, they're not necessarily what you call 100% human. They are a hybrid of some sort. I'll just leave it at that. These hybrids see themselves as above and superior to the rest of you. You are their energy source, you are their food source. So for you to think that you can be elite like them, you have to be initiated to show them that you don't see humanity as humane at all. You see humanity as something to be used. So to those of you who want to embark on this powerful journey of wealth, fame, success, think twice. You think they're really going to easily allow you to be in this? They're not. They will make you do a lot of heinous things so they could hold it over your head so you can never escape. And on top of that, they make you sign a contract with their Lord and Savior, the hellish realms. If you would like to learn more about these entities, these fallen angelics, what these hybrids really are made of, my book, Made in God's Image, talks about everything you need to know that I cannot say here online. I've been banned on so many social media platforms, I'm not trying to do it again. Link to my book in my bio. Truth is stranger than fiction.
There's something called Bonhoeffer's theory, and it states that evil can be guarded against, but stupidity cannot. And the world really only has a few evil people, but it is filled to the brim with stupid people. The few evil people have absolutely no power without the immense support of the many, many stupid people. Stupidity is a far, far greater threat than evil could ever be.
Guys, this story is going to really creep you out. I know it will because it creeped me out. Last night I got a phone call from a music producer buddy of mine. The buddy of mine is a well-known producer who's been in the game for a long time, and he's had a lot of hit records. A very stand-up guy, no reason to lie. He's not on drugs or alcohol. He's a stand-up guy, solid guy. So when he calls me, he's frantic. He's screaming and yelling, "I can't believe this shit. I can't believe this shit. They got him. They got him. They got him. I can't believe this shit. They got him." I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro?" He goes, "Bro," he said, "I was walking by a Skid Row in LA. I was running some errands, and he was walking by a Skid Row. In case you guys don't know what Skid Row is, it's a place where all the homeless people live in LA. They got tents built there, little small boxes set up like houses, and some of them even sleep directly on the sidewalk." He said as he was walking by, he heard someone call his name. He said the voice sounded vaguely familiar, so he turned around to see who it was. He said the guy looked and appeared to be Kanye West. He said he couldn't place Kanye West being there, so he figured maybe Kanye's working on a documentary or shooting a music video that has something to do with homeless people. He said he goes up to the guy and they're talking. He goes, "Nah, dog, it's me. He goes, "What are you doing here? Are you working on something? Are you filming something?" He goes, "Man, I ain't working on shit. They blocked me a long time ago. You know they blackballed me, man. You know they blocked me a long time ago. I ain't working on shit. I don't got shit." He goes, "Man, I'm here, dog. I'm here. This is me, dog." He goes, "What are you talking about? Like, what are you doing here?" So according to this guy, he says they, quote unquote, they got him hooked on psychiatric drugs. They blocked all his money, took his money, Didn't allow him access to anything, none of his deals, none of his money, none of his contacts, took his phones, everything, and they have someone else out there playing Kanye West. He said that the one that's out there that we all see is not him, and that the real Kanye has been homeless, hooked on drugs. He said he couldn't believe the story, but he said the guy then told him a story that only him and Kanye know, a story that happened in the studio many, many years ago when Kanye was first starting out. Dog, don't you remember when I was doing such and such and such and such? He said, and it was true. What the guy said really actually happened. He said, well, dog, you got to come with me, man. You got to come with me. I need you to come with me. And he said the guy looked at him, his eyes got really big, and he ran away from him. He said he ran as fast as he could. When he was running, he said he was screaming, they got you too. They got you too. Hell no, they got you too. And the guy started running. He said he couldn't believe this shit, man. He said he tried to catch up to him, but he ducked him and he lost him. So he said the following day, he went back to the same area trying to find him. And he found him. He took a picture of the guy. He found him. He was sitting on the bench, looked like he was sleeping or dazed or something. He took a picture of the guy. And this is the picture, guys. So you guys tell me, do you think that's the real Kanye, or do you think it was some crazy drunk guy?
It really, really looks like him. I think I have a video of this in one of my videos. It really looks like him. But then this is crazy, this is super crazy. How did it happen? This is crazy. Kanye. Crazy.
That was just, saying he was Kanye West. Tell me what you guys think. You guys think that's really him? Or do you think that something so crazy like this could actually happen to the real Kanye, and the guy that we're seeing is a clone? Get in the comments, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this. Hey guys, if you guys are serious about growing your brand, then I'm definitely the guy you should contact. With over 3.5 million monthly views, I am definitely your guy. All views are organic and legit. Be Cash App ready. Let's go.
Psychologists agree the side is coming from women and their behaviors, their standards, and the things that they want. It is delusional. And I don't know how we get this bubble to pop, but it is going to get to a place where there's going to be so many consequences. Women have to be so lonely. More men have to become passport bros and finding women outside of the U.S., moving to countries and economies where they can actually afford to have a family. It's unaffordable for most men to have a family right now. And then women don't want to work, and they don't want to do a two income household, but yet at the same time, they demand this lifestyle that really is unaffordable for just the average man's salary. But we already know the average man is invisible to most women. You see, no matter where you look, it is women that are the issue. Do men have issues? Yes. But for the most part, men have stayed the same. And actually, men have become more moral. Men have become more traditional. Men are looking for family to the point where they are men want family so much, they are willing to leave the country to find a wife. That shows you men aren't trying to be playboys. Most men aren't running the street and have their pick of all these women. They just want a woman who loves them, that they can build with, that they can be with, that they can have that connection and love and family with. That incentivizes a man. That is at the heart of a man. But for some reason, at the heart of women is to be independent, and it's about me, and what's in it for me, and everything else can be damned, because as long as I'm happy, who cares what happens to the rest of the world? All right, guys, make sure you...
Oh my God, this gotta go viral. Share this shit to everybody you know. Listen, Kanye West is a mess. We know that. But now he's starting some shit. He said LeBron James slept with Diddy for $100 million, which he sold his soul.
What?
That is sick. Now, a lot of you might believe this, which, hey, he did say ain't nothing like a Diddy party. I know you guys ain't forget that. And then what Diddy is dealing with today in court, bro. Kanye is throwing all the beans out there. Damn. But was he in the fucking room? How the fuck did he know? But this is Jack Go getting smashed by this dude. Yo, share this shit, repost it. I want to hear what you guys got to say about this, how true it is. You just never know nowadays.
The main reason why people say this generation is cooked because of these new parents, bro. These young kids nowadays have no guidance, and it's actually sad. And it's because these parents want to be friends with their kids and act like that's their homeboy and homegirl. Like, they don't get that belts and ass treatment no more because the system made that a crime.
Let him cook!
I feel like back in the day, kids had a certain amount of structure, because they knew if they did something bad, they was getting an ass whooping as soon as they came home. And it's a PSA to my mom. I was not talking about her. My mom is not a child beater.
Sometimes when we don't get invited to house parties, private beach hangouts, shindigs, get-togethers, we start feeling some kind of way, feeling like we're getting rejected without realizing that in many cases, especially in this city, you're actually being saved from a world of hurt and pain. I want to talk about date rape culture in Lagos, particularly what happens before a girl gets date raped and what happens after the fact. Now, there are two places where a girl can end up getting date raped in Lagos. One is at a private beach party, and the second is at a private get-together or a shindig. So here's how it goes down. This girl gets invited to a house party or a beach party, and she only knows one person, the person who invited her. Now, there's a chance that other people who have been invited to this beach party or this house party are acquaintances or she knows of them, but it's most likely that she's only friends with one person at the party, and that is the person who invited her. Now, in most cases, victims of date rape don't know they're about to be date raped, obviously, but in these cases, it's usually the person who invited her, the guy who's going to date rape her, and then maybe 2 or 3 other people at the party who know what's about to go down. Before the date rape even happens, the guy who invited her plus the guy who's already planning to date rape her have already had a conversation about exactly what's going to happen. Every single thing that happens at that beach party or at that private get-together before the date rape happens is pre-planned. Everything that happens after the date rape happens is also pre-planned. So the only person who doesn't know what's going on is the soon-to-be victim. In addition to planning with the date rapist, the planner and the rapist will also work with other people in the group. And usually it's a mix of guys and girls. The reason why rapists recruit girls to work for them is because they know that if their victim, comes out and says, I went to this party and I was raped, they can count on those girls to slut shame her, call her names, spread rumors about her. Nothing is out of bounds for girls in those circles. And they do the same thing with the guys as well. At that point, all bets are off. If you've shared any private information with the guy who invited you or any of the guys in that circle know anything about your sexual life or your sexual history, they are also going to slut shame you and begin to leak information about you. If you've ever recorded yourself being intimate with a guy you were dating or seeing or whatever the case may be, they will leak that as well. They will pass it around their guys just to make it seem like you're a hoe and you were not raped. You're just lying, like you wanted it and now you're regretting it. This is something that happens every single time with victims of date rape especially. Now you arrive at the beach party, at the shindig, you're really excited. You look around the room and realize that you only know your friend and maybe you know 2 other people there, but they are not your friends. So you realize that, man, I'm the odd one out, but they don't make you feel othered. Like they're friendly to you. Your guy friend gives you a drink. Of course, that's your boy, so you don't even think twice about it. You take a drink, you take another one. And then at some point during the shindig, you realize that one of the guys is moving to you in a very subtle way. He's complimenting you, saying hi to you. He's charming, he's smiling. You're a little bit inebriated because you've been drinking, so your guard is down. And then at some point, you don't clock it immediately, but you notice that people just start to leave the room, right? In the case of a beach party, it's usually at a beach house. You find that people just start to slowly disperse. And then before you know it, it's just you and the guy that is moving to you, standing and talking. Now, this is where things switch. The guy then offers you a drink, or he says, oh, can I make you a drink? I'd love us to talk a bit more. Can we go somewhere private just to chat? You don't think nothing of it. Obviously, you don't know where everybody has gone to. You hear voices, but you don't know where everybody has gone to. If it's in a house, they're probably like in a different room, depending on how big the house is. You accept the drink. You're not thinking anything of it. You have the drink, and then almost instantaneously, you know that there's something wrong. You're feeling a little bit woozy, and then you black out, and that's the last thing that you remember. Now, after the drug has taken effect and you wake up from the blackout, you're going to wake up in 1 or 2 places. One, you're going to wake up in somebody's room in the house, either your friend's room. Of course, it's going to say, oh, I just wanted to keep you safe and away from the party because you passed out drunk. So you're either going to wake up in your friend's room or in the guest room. If you're on the beach, you're going to wake up at your friend's house. So they're going to move you from the beach while you were passed out drunk after you've been raped by either one guy or multiple guys, and they're going to take you back to your friend's house. When you wake up, you're going to be aware that something happened to you, but you're not sure. Now, depending on what you were wearing the night before, you should actually take a look at yourself. If like one item of your clothing is missing, or your jeans look weird, maybe they're not buttoned properly, or your top is off, or you just feel like you're a little bit exposed, you were raped. You were assaulted while you were passed out. That was the whole point. That's why you were drugged. You were drugged so that one guy or multiple guys at that party could take advantage of you. Now, depending on the kind of guys you're dealing with, the guy who raped you could have recorded or taken pictures, or other guys who were involved could have done the same. But again, not all of them do that. Some of them just do it and they pass it around that you gave it up and you had a train run on you at a beach party or at a private party and you're such a whore, and they'll move on from that. But the ones who take pictures and videos will pass it around in their private group chats. Now, when the effects of the drug starts to wear off, your memories will start coming back and you find yourself realizing that you were assaulted. And the first thing you want to do is, raise the alarm, right? Let me offer you a different option, okay? I am pro reporting, but when it comes to date rape, being drugged, sexual assault in this country, you have to move wisely, okay? So I'm not saying don't blow the whistle, but blow the whistle with some wisdom. Now, because there's a post plan after the rape, they are expecting you to reach out to your friend who invited you to say that you feel like something happened to you. Do not reach out to that guy. If anyone from the party sends you a message, hey, we met last night, I had a really great time with you, my name is la 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 la, do not respond, because they're all a part of it. Instead, I would actually advise you speak to your friends outside of that circle, right? And if you don't have those friends, it's time to start making them. Go to a hospital and get a rape kit done. Let the doctors know that you believe you were sexually assaulted and drugged the night before, and you need to test what's in your system, your blood, do a full blood work. This is before you even sound the alarm. After you've done all that and you have your results, then you go to the police and you file a report, okay? Usually when you go to the beach or to a get-together, you take photos, unless they take your phone from you or they say something weird like, oh, no photos, no photos. At that point, you should know that that's a red flag, and anyone who is telling you as an adult that you can't take photos at a party, yeah, you should get the fuck out of that house. But anyways, show photos and be like, this is the guy that I spoke to, this is what happened, these are the results from my rape kit, they found this in my system, they found that in my system. File a clean and clear police report. Then after that, you are well within your rights to go on a public platform like TikTok or whatever else, or you can start to share it more with your friends more openly and say, hey, this thing happened to me, I was raped, these are the things that went down, and this is where I woke up, my clothes were missing, or my panties were gone, or my top was in disarray, or I just felt off, I felt like I can't remember anything. That's when you now start to talk openly. But one thing you must never do is go to the guy who invited you. That is not your friend. You should block him immediately. And the second thing you should not do is reach out to the person that raped you. Whether you guys exchange numbers or not, that is not your business. Do not text, do not call. Just go through the police and hospital first, and then inform your friends and your loved ones before you decide to take it public. So to all my girlies who love to go to the beach, who love a really good private beach party or like a private shindig, try not to accept drinks from strangers, and if you want to drink, make sure you pour it yourself. If you're at a get-together where you do not know anybody except the person who invited you, and there's like an imbalance in guys versus girls, you should actually leave, or you should try not to get too drunk that you don't remember anything.
Just like how they're hiding the secret of the pyramid under the Hoover Dam.
The U.S. government, which is covering up the truth about the ancient pyramid under the Hoover Dam.
And I just thought how so many of us, including myself, have been focusing so much on CERN. And what if CERN has just basically been gathering an energy source like dark matter or whatnot to open a Stargate? And what if that Stargate is actually the Hoover Dam? And once I started researching this, I found some interesting articles. There's not a heck of a lot of them, but these articles are all talking about how the Hoover Dam was built like a Stargate. So I believe that a lot of people's different research and that this is all connected and culminating together. And if we look at this article. I think this needs to be looked into on a much deeper scale. I just think that there's something going on with the Hoover Dam, and what if what is going to be birthed forth is something that's actually going to come out of that area? What if this also is a large part of a smaller part? What if these archways to Bell that they've been putting up, we don't know what's been constructed inside of them. I do have a video that I'd seen where a person had mentioned that all the archways were built by robots. They were all built by machines. And who's to say, with the weird things that are going on in this day and age of technology and what have you, what's to say that these archways aren't going to be dimensional portals put up all over the world for, you know, the armies of the underworld to come forth through, or fallen angels, the dark ones, whatever you want to call them. Whatever's coming through them isn't going to be good, but there's a lot of other stuff that's coming together, and I just believe that we need to be really, really paying attention very closely as to what is going on and look into all aspects of all things in order to see what the enemy is up to.
Have y'all seen that video about that girl who came on here to let everybody know about the massive HIV outbreak that's taking over Pennsylvania and Texas right now? And I'm talking about cases in the 100,000s. Yeah, I decided to do my own little research. And when I tell you that being celibate has to be the best thing that I unintentionally did for myself, because it's scary out there. It's scary out there. Like, I think that it's about time that all of us women get on PrEP. As of 2025, the cities with the highest HIV rates in the United States are New York City, Miami, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago, Illinois, and Washington, D.C. Now, I took it upon myself to go and screenshot the 20 cities with the highest counts of HIV and AIDS in the United States. This is recorded from 2024. What I had shown you before was where we're at as far as the cities with the highest rates of HIV in 2025. The new updated version, or the updated list, will be provided probably around the same time this was published. But I'm going to post them. And look behind me to see if your city is on this list. Starting at number 20, San Francisco, Oakland, Berkeley, California. Look at the rates. Next, we have San Juan, Carolina, Puerto Rico. I can't say the last part, but here's the rates for you. Los Angeles, Long Beach, Glendale, California. There's your rates. Now you have Columbia, South Carolina. West Palm Beach, Boca Raton, basically Florida. There you go. Jackson, Mississippi gets number 15. Newark, New Jersey is number 14. Washington, Arlington, Alexandria, D.C. area has number 13. Memphis, Tennessee is at number 12. Baltimore, Columbia, Towson, Maryland at number 11. Baton Rouge, Louisiana for number 10. New Orleans, Louisiana at number 9. Atlanta, Sandy Springs, Alpharetta, Georgia is at number 8. New York, Jersey City, New York is at number 7. San Francisco, San Mateo, Redwood City, California is at number 6. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at number 5. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Pompano Beach, Florida is at number 4. Look at the rates. New York, Jersey City, White Plains, New York is at number 3. Miami Beach, Kendall, Florida, number 2. And I'm going to bring you guys to number 1. At number 1 is Fort Lauderdale, Pompano Beach, Sunrise, Florida. Look at these numbers, bro.
Crazy.
If you're a straight woman, if you're a bi woman, if you are a poly woman, if you are a lesbian, queer woman that happens to still date women who deal with other men, please start thinking about getting on PrEP. If you're sexually active, start thinking about getting on PrEP. A lot of people wanted to clown Tamar Braxton when she admitted that she takes PrEP, but we know how DL culture is set up, especially within the male gay community. It's a different type of, you understand, suppression, where they won't even get on medication like PrEP, even though it would be to help them and to keep them safe from diseases like this. They're not going to get on it for the simple fact that they associate it with being a gay drug. They won't even protect themselves, okay? And they'll still go out and do what they're doing with other men who are also not protected. And because they still want to play this whole DL part, they're going to still get with women. They're still going to have sex with women, hell, create life with women, all to try to make it seem that they're straight when they're not. Whole time infecting every woman, every person, not just the women, but even the out men that they deal with. They're endangering every single person that they get into sexual contact with. Please, 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 please start thinking about getting on PrEP, because it's scary out there.
Bro, with this issue, all I think you have to do is to just abstain, because it's crazy. It's crazy. How can you even know? Bro, we should all abstain and focus on ourselves and focus on our well-being. That's something little I like to say for today's video. Adios amigos. Bye.